belt that comes with a holster for the 9mm. Remember, she told you that we carry both weapons. Yeah, when we do boarding, we holster the 9mm and then we use the rifle. Unless we come to confined spaces, then we change to the 9mm. So this goes around our waist and around the legs like that. It just makes us look scary and professional, which we are. And this is our tactical vest, which is more like a bag that we use, because this is where we store our smoke grenades, our rifle grenades, our ammunition, magazines now. Yes, so this is what this is. It's our tactical vest. Yeah. So that's basically a summary of the kit we've got here.
Thank you very, very much for the education here. I'm quite pleased to be part of this process. I said it before. And now to the boarding members, and I just forgot, but I thank you so much, and I welcome you on High School TV. Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam, too.
Thank you, sir.
It is still High School TV. This is day 3 of the welcoming of the arrival of the warship of South Africa. Interesting stuff that we've heard so far. I learned the warship is called the Amatola, and it was done in memory for the soldiers that lost their life in the year 1851 in South Africa. So we are still here, we're still finding out more, we want to know more, and we're still going to know more. High School TV, keep it locked. So the very first question I'll be asking you, since you're the captain of the ship, how hard it is for you to become a captain?
It takes us on average about 24 years to become a captain of a ship like this. Through all the training, we start with navigation as a young officer, and then we work our way through into warfare, then into executive, and then we have to take command of a smaller ship first before we're allowed to take command of a frigate of the size.
So it takes a lot of hard work and dedication.
A lot of it, yes. A lot of dedication, a lot of studies, and a lot of exposure. And the more we can get at sea, the better for us.
So if you're not smart, you can be a captain.
I'm not smart.
But you are.
But it really is all about dedication and commitment. Yes, obviously there has to be a level of cognitive capability. And yes, it does take a lot of hard work.
Okay. There's this thing I've been hearing from my infancy. They do tell me when the ship is about to get sunk, the captain is to save everyone on the ship, and then he dies himself. How true is that?
That's an old tradition, and it really goes back a few hundred years, where the captain would try to save everybody, and I think to save being court-martialed and hung in the square a few hundred years ago, I think it was just really to save himself from that humility of that process. Yeah.
So my final question, a lot of students has been invited from the various schools to come and witness the warship. They're looking at you right now, you're live on TV and all that. What do you have to tell them if they want to become a captain like you?
It is a sacrifice that you have to go through, and it is a decision that you have to make, that you want to serve the people of your country, and that really is what it's all about.
Be your tour guide for today. If you have any questions, if you have any queries, if you need any clarities, this is the person to talk to. Yes. If you want to join the Navy, this is the person to talk to. Okay, the area that we are in now, we call it the hangar. We call it the hangar. But before we go into those details, we are, as the captain has said, we are SAS Amatola. SAS stands for South African Ship Amatola. So we are frigate small guided Valor class. That is what this type of frigate is. The place that you are standing in, as if I said, is the hangar. That's where we keep our helicopter. The name of the helicopter is the Lynx, that one that is standing outside. So when we are going at sea, we bring the helicopter in. This is where you will find it. So the crew that works with the helicopter, they are not particularly from the Navy, they are from the Air Force. The meaning of the ship, Amatola is just the name of the mountains in the eastern Cape side of South Africa. So this name originated from the Amatola War. There was a war between the British, the Afrikaners, and the Xhosa people. So the native people of the south of South Africa. So what happened in that war? The African people won that war because of the terrain that they were in. The terrain gave them advantage over the British and the Afrikaners not to move around. So that's how they won that war. So it is the symbol of bravery for us. The Amatola name, it's a symbol of bravery. It reminds us of the war won by the African people. So the light is off, we can now go in. Follow me. As we go in, you can shoot me with your question. Here you have the picture of our dignitaries. We have our president, our deputy president, our defense minister, our secretary general, our SANDF commander, and our Navy commander. So these are their pictures. In here, this is our hospital. When we are at sea and you are sick, this is where you report. Okay, as I said, we have our doctor here. He's here, and we have our medical assistant, our nurse. Our theater, should we have a major incident, we bring in the patient in here, the doctor will stabilize him, and then we'll take him to the nearest hospital after he's been stable. So this is our theater, but not for operation, just to stabilize the patient.
So if there are two and you have one bed, or one will lie on the ground?
The one will be stabilized, taken to the, there is a ward. There's a ward here where they can lie down on the bed, and then the next one will be sorted out. We have beds this side.
I want to add that
Yes.
if there is a war and they are shooting,
Yes?
and
You are here.
and you are
I'm here.
the gun or the
bullet.
bullet trying
Yeah, obviously we have, the ship is built out of steel, but that steel is not strong enough to hold that impact. So once there is impact, there will be a hole and someone will get injured. But now what we do, we sort the ship out first, we'll see that person thereafter. Because when you are in the military and you are at war, someone have to die. Yes, that's how it is.
The others are up there protecting you.
Yes, there is others. We will go where there is a place where we're gonna go, where we will see people that are having eyes for us out there. Me, I'm a marine engineering officer under training, so I work down there by the engines. So usually when we leave Ghana, the only time I see land is when I'm up there, and then the next time I gonna see land is when we go to the next port. Okay, as I said, in the hangar there we have pilots. So our pilot sleeps in here. That's where the accommodation of the pilots. This is where the pilots sleep. You can see even their equipments are ready, so that's where they sleep. Okay, this is officers' accommodation. That is where we sleep as officers. We sleep this side. These are my colleagues. This side is executive officers' cabin. That is where our 2IC stays. Is his office, is his living space, and he has a bedroom that side. These are the public toilets. So if we have visitors, this is the toilets that the visitors are using. From here, we have 3 decks down. That means sections. We have 3 sections down, and then we have another 4 sections up on the area that we are in now. So for us to move food and space up and down to the last section and to this section, we use this lift. This is for food and small space. Follow me. We have also officers living spaces this side. If you go in this side, there's officers, the same ones that looks like those ones that I showed you. And this side here, okay, here this is where we enjoy our meal. Morning, ma'am. And this is our pastor on board. If I have any social problems, if I have any spiritual problem, I make my appointment with her, and then I will get uplifted. So this is where we enjoy our meal. As officers, we come here, sit here, we eat, and then we go.
Like the dining room.
Yeah, this is the dining room. And that's our legal officer there. If I have any mischievous movements on board or outside, she's my lawyer. Thank you. And here we have our bar. This is where we enjoy our drinks. If we are tired at sea, we just come here, and then I open for them because I'm also a barman. So this is my place. So this side is warrant officers' living space. It's all you can see is the same as the pilots are staying. So here is warrant officers. We're having air conditioning system on board. So that is one part of my work also, to maintain those air conditioning system. So the temperature in here, it must always be between 22 and 18 degrees. So our air conditioning is the one that is making the temperature to be different from outside and inside. Yeah.
So please, when we went to the bar, where we just came from,
Yeah.
I saw some emblems on the wall.
Okay, so those emblems resembles the ships that have visited us and those ones that we have visited. For instance, if we go to another port and there is a ship there, when our captain goes there, he takes a crest. Those things are called a crest. Yeah, he takes a crest, he gives it as a gift, and or that ship also gives him. It's exchange. So when they come, they give them to me, and then we plug them there.
Sir, please, I want to ask that if I want to work here, what time does it take to start or to finish? And what are the steps?
What are the steps? Remember I said, firstly you have to be 18 and 22. Between 18 and 22. You have to have matric. You must complete your matric. I don't know if grade 12. Yeah.
SHS.
Yeah. So that's your last standard of schooling. And then after that, then you must do maths and science.
Medicine and science.
So, yeah, mathematics and science. You must pass those ones. Then when you have that, you join. You apply. After applying, they call you for assessment first. For assessment, then after passing the assessment, you go for interview. If you get the interview, you go for basic training. They train you. After training, you join. But after joining, you do your training also. When you're done with training, that's when you join the ship. There is something called MDC with us, Military Disciplinary Code. So if you are charged under Military Disciplinary Code, you won't go further. They take you out. You are a bad apple or rotten potato.
Very necessary.
So what is the criterion for receiving promotion?
For you need to be qualified in your master. Like now, as I said, I'm marine engineering officer under training. There is qualifications that I'm busy with currently. Once I've completed those qualifications, that's when I can go to the next rank. Yes, and we not me specifically not rank driven. I'm more knowledge driven than being looking at promotion. Develop yourself with knowledge first, and then look at the benefits thereafter. Yeah.
Sir, please, when you were talking, you gave an age. You said 18 to 22. Right?
Between 18 and 22. Yeah.
So why that age?
The younger you are, the best they can get out of you. Remember, not to offend old people. Old people, once they are more experienced, they don't adhere mostly to safety because they have done it many times. They think they can do things with their eyes closed. So the younger you are, the sharper you are, the more alert you are, the more hungrier to get knowledge you are. Forecastle, it means the front end of the ship. That is what the forecastle means, the front end of the ship. So this is where we store our anchor. This is where we store our ropes, the ropes that secure us to the quay. So we are alongside because of those ropes there. They are the one holding us not to move in. So and then this is our anchor operation mode. This is our anchor motto. Yes, our anchor is in there. It's closed there. Yes, ma'am.
There is a wall and you have food in the ship and the food got finished. What do you do when the food is finished?
The fuel.
The food.
Food.
That you eat.
We have what we call emergency rations. So we have food. As we were coming in with the bus, you saw the truck coming in bringing food in. So that food is for us to eat on normal days. But during war, there is a place where we store food every time. That is tin food, mostly tin food because it can last for long, and when you eat it, it stays longer in your stomach or in your system. Yeah. So we have that during war. And during war, you won't eat much. There won't be time to think of hunger. It's time to fight. You must survive. So survival is important.
Do you always wear this uniform when it is time for war or when it is time for change your uniform?
No, when it's time for war, you saw what other people are wearing, that overall. During war, that's how we will all be wearing like that. Yeah, all of us. And then you saw how our officer commanding is wearing. Sometimes he will be the one telling us how to wear. He will give us the dress. We call it the dress. So he will type on the main broadcast which dress to wear. So it will either be overall or that dress that he's wearing. We call it action working dress.
So sir, what happens if there's war and your, let's say, your bullets and your guns gets finished and your bombs and the...
Okay. We always put that into account. So we have the ships that we call them auxiliary ships. So at sea during war, when we sail, we have what we call a contingent. So we'll have contingents at sea. We'll have the submarines, we'll have the frigates, we'll have the auxiliary ships. So if we don't have food, also food, water, fuel, armaments, our auxiliary ship will come and supply us at sea.
So let's say you are here, there's a war on another country.
Yeah.
How will you know that there is war going on there?
There is signals. There is one thing called signals. So the signals will be sent, and you know there is a organization called United Nations. So United Nations will be the one that is handling all those things, and then we'll get invited. We'll only go assist on invitation. Yeah.
She was asking if you wear this for when there is war or something, if you are supposed to wear your white.
No.
You said you are supposed to change it to the overall.
Yes.
And which is blue color. So is it for camouflage?
Camouflage at sea, yes, you are right. Because when you are wearing blue at sea, even the color of the ship is a camouflage. It's difficult for you to see this ship at sea in this color.
The doctors and the pastors in this ship, they also go for the war.
They just go there to pray for us to be safe. This is our